Why would you replace a geothermal heat pump with a non-geothermal heat pump? You wouldn't, right? Well, I do. And I replace it with a Samsung VRF heat pump. The reason I do that is because it's more efficient, it saves money, and in cases like what we have here, where our open loop or closed loop piping system that feeds the geothermal unit is not as efficient as it needs to be for the unit to have good heat exchange, then it's better and it saves more money for you not to have to upgrade your piping. Today I want to show you the geothermal install that is about to take place. We're going to go check it out, and I'm going to talk about why we're replacing this geothermal unit with a Samsung heat pump. To continue watching the install video, fast forward. If you want to learn how a geothermal heat pump works, I'm going to talk about it and show you a slide. So how it works: a geothermal heat exchanger system consists of an indoor heat pump equipment, just like the equipment that we took out in this video in the crawl space. Then you have a ground loop. It's either closed loop or open loop. In this slide, it shows a closed loop system where the water basically circulates through a set of pipes, probably made out of polyethylene or polybutylene underneath the ground. And in this case, in this application, we had an open loop system where it was pumping out of a well and then dumping back into the well. So you have a flow center, and the flow center is your pump, and that pump circulates the water through the pipes to connect the indoor and the outdoor equipment. Okay, you have a ground loop geothermal system. It uses a constant temperature of the ground or water several feet under the ground, usually 8 feet. The pump circulates temperature sensitive fluid through the ground loop, which stays 50 to 60 degrees year round. So instead of exchanging air to the outside ambient, like we're going to do with the VRF, a geothermal unit has a more consistent temperature. Therefore, you don't have as much of a environmental strain on the equipment. So the equipment life expectancy increases. In geothermal, you have a life expectancy of 20 years plus. In air-to-air equipment, where you're not using water to water, you have a less of a life expectancy. Depends on conditions as well. But if you'd like to read the rest of the slide, check it out. If not, let's move on to the install. After video, that's where the condenser is going to be. This is the crawl space door. I want everybody to see this. There's a light bulb. We can see. All right. So instead of upgrading the well and spending that money, we're going to replace the system, and we're going to go with a much more efficient system, because this is just a single stage geothermal, which means it runs at 100% when the compressor comes on. Our Samsung unit is going to run from 0 to 100, basically several stages, and it's able to modulate on just the set point so that you're not pulling a lot of electricity to be able to serve the load of the structure, and the capacity range can be easily modulated to meet the demands. So today I just want to show you the before. We're going to look at the after, and then if you guys have any questions, comment below. And the Geo unit is right here. Florida heat pump. Return coming in. Supply going out. We're going to replace this Geo with a Samsung VRF heat pump. And it's going to be much more efficient. You can see that's 3/4 PVC coming into the Geo. And got a little bitty pump there that's running this. This is a Florida heat pump. This is before video. Got the Florida heat pump out of the crawl space. All right, step 1 done. Step number 2000, ready to go. These things weigh so much. See, inlet and outlet for the water. Florida heat pump. And it is a 3-ton, 36,000 BTUs. And it looks like it's about 11, 12 years old. Look at this. This was the pump. Look at that. Little 24-volt pump for pumping the water, and then a little water gauge for measuring the gallons per minute so you know what you got. Then you got a valve to increase or decrease the flow right there on top. There's the supply. Ooh. New equipment. Condenser, air handler. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Got something? You saw the before of the geothermal unit underneath the home, and now I'm headed back to the job where we have installed the Samsung split system and it's VRF. I'm going to show you the after now. We're going to take a look at this system, how it's installed, how it looks, and then talk a little bit about, well, why we did this route. What the customer is going to experience is a savings in their bill. They're also going to experience a better level of comfort. This Geo unit was single stage fan, single stage compressor. It comes on, pulls whatever amps it pulls, and that's the total capacity output right there. Boom. This unit, you turn it on, it basically modulates to hit that set point temperature without going too high, without going too low with the capacity. We're able to dial in a better efficiency and a better comfort. Yeah. Let's go take a look. Yeah. 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 All right, so we got the new system running. Got to put the panel on, of course, but it looks good. We got it on cooling, checked all the airflow inside, new disconnect on the wall. It looks good. Let's take a look at the inside and see what we got here. All right, I need to turn the lights on, but as you can see, line set's coming in. We got a new 125 amp disconnect. Looks good. And then that's our air handler. Supply coming out of the front. Line set's coming in. We got a drain, got a pan, got a float switch just in case we have a drain issue. And then we put in an external filter. That way we make sure that our indoor coil stays extra clean. And then we built transition, that way we could hook on the existing returns. But customers are already experiencing a nice cooler home, and then also the airflow is really nice. We got our drain with a P-trap. Looks good. I am very, very happy about the way this job turned out. And now we've got a variable refrigerant flow modulating variable capacity system. Runs from 0 to 100, and we're going to be able to save the customer lots of money. And then we don't have to use the well. And we had PVC, 3/4 PVC plumbing go into the well. Actually, that's smaller than 3/4, so definitely no longer need to use this for our Geo unit. We have a new heat pump. And what's nice about this is coil temperature reaches 99 degrees and then releases the fan in the heating mode. So we make sure we have nice warm air going to our unit. Samsung is the way to go. You can see it sweating. Oh, it's nice and cold. Oh yeah. So, if you got a Geo unit that's existing and you don't want to go back with Geo, I suggest going back with Samsung's variable refrigerant flow systems.